This is Blizz Master.
The Blizz Master Show, about all Blizzard Entertainment video games.
Stay a while and listen.
Kill the million Nephilim. This is our town, scrub.
Justice demands retribution.
Everybody's got to believe in something.
The swarm will consume all.
Run away, little girl. Run away.
Power, glory, loot, ours for the taking.
So hello, everyone. I am Remedeez. I play a Holy Paladin in World of Warcraft. I play Protoss in StarCraft, and I play Uther the Paladin in Hearthstone. Tonight, I am joined, as always, by my two awesome co-hosts, and we have a special guest in the house tonight, who we'll get to in just a moment. First up, we have Dunlock.
I am Dunlock. How are you doing tonight, Rem?
You are Dunlock. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm kind of excited tonight. I'm going to get to talk a little Hearthstone. So
yeah.
I actually have some things to say about that. So I might actually contribute to the conversation a little more than I usually do about Hearthstone.
Yeah, that's always good. Conversating and stuff. And tonight we also have, as usual, Cage of Hell.
What's going on, chat room? I'm excited and ecstatic. We're going to be actually learning some theory crafting. A little bit more about Hearthstone than we talk about on the average. So buckle up. It's going to be a ride. Let's have some fun.
Fun we will have. And tonight, our special guest is a very well-known Hearthstone player. He helps out with the competitive community known as ManaGrind. We have TheChiv. How are you doing tonight, Chiv?
I'm doing pretty good. Had the previous tournament and, well, was able to get it all done and get over here to do this, so yay.
Nice.
Yay. So we're just going to jump right into it. Now, Chiv, you are a part of something called ManaGrind, which I have talked about previously when we did the show called Press Y Podcast, but that was a long time ago, and I may not have mentioned much of ManaGrind lately. So in case some of our listeners don't really know what ManaGrind is, or who you are, or what you do, why don't you go ahead and let them know?
All right, so ManaGrind has been described as like the pioneers of the competitive scene for Hearthstone, which is probably the most apt description of them. We pretty much host tournaments for both NA and EU every week. We've been doing this what are we on, like our 38th, 39th tournament now? So we've been doing it for quite some time, even before the game was out. My job at ManaGrind is I'm the tournament coordinator. So I'm the guy who gets the deck list from the top four. I'm the one who goes and gets the interview and finds out how this person who won, how he thought, what was his strategy, how did he perceive things, and then I try to make a really nice article out of it, and people seem to enjoy it and they learn from it. So yay.
Awesome. So if you could sum that up in a title, what would your title be?
Guy who was unfortunate enough to volunteer for the job, which is almost exactly how I got the job, to be honest with you. No, basically just tournament event coordinator. Okay, all right, and that sounds great. So now, let's talk about ManaGrind. Do you if somebody was looking for something to play a community, right? To play Hearthstone competitively, how would you pitch ManaGrind to them? What does ManaGrind have over some of the other communities that may be out there if they were looking to get into competitive Hearthstone play? ManaGrind has most of the original cockatrice superstars. We rock a lot of people like Jodo, Moon, Spaj. All these guys were huge in the pre Hearthstone days, and they're still showing really strong in the current meta and things of that nature. So there's a lot of great talent to learn from, and we also got a lot of other players who, like, many haven't heard, but they have like a great amount of insight. Some of them are like out of meta box thinkers and very creative. Others are they'll look at a deck and they'll go, that's pretty good, but if we just do this right here, it'll be better. They're like the mad scientist who kind of tweaks it to get a little bit more power out of it. And we've got all of that there. And it's a really friendly community for the most part. And it's a lot of fun. So,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with the fact that ManaGrind has some of the most amazing people. Just the people there are amazing. They're friendly. They're very helpful. They're just all around really great people. And I follow as many of them as I can. Okay, so so Kage and Dunlock may not be, I guess, a part of the competitive scene, but they do play Hearthstone. Say what, Dunlock?
I'm saying, oh no, I am not part of the competitive scene.
Okay. So they may not know some of the terminology. So Chiv, can you explain to us what the meta is? What is a meta game? What does that mean to somebody who may not understand that?
All right, the metagame, there's a definitional state for it, but I'll give you the layman's term for it. Basically, what we see being played the most. All right, if we see Warlock aggro, which was really relevant last week, then Warlock aggro would pretty much be the meta. But, just saying it off one class doesn't really count, so you have to take a look at, like, all the classes and all the decks. And currently, our meta is really based around the concept of aggro, which aggro in Hearthstone is completely different from aggro in World of Warcraft. I'll tell you right now. Where one is based on, hey, no, you pay attention to me and not the rest of my team. This one is more based on, hey, look, I'm putting everything in your face and there's nothing you can do about it. And that's pretty much where Hearthstone's been pushing towards in what we call the meta.
Okay. And so what was the meta that you noticed today in the NA tournament?
Well, we had 4 top winners, and let's see, they were playing, winner was playing Mage, second place was playing Mage, third place was playing, what was it? Oh, yeah, Mage, and fourth, it's on the tip of my tongue, it was, that's right, Mage.
Wow.
Mage. And I looked at all the decks, with minor differences, they were almost identical.
Wow.
And it was hilarious.
So
you're saying they have a balance problem right now? That's what it sounds like you're saying.
Mages have always been a top-tier class. No matter how you try to break it in Hearthstone, they just have way too much power available to them. I mean, hey, look, Pyroblast. You can get 2 of them.
Right.
Do I need to say more?
Like on Dunlock's question.
You have to bring up the sheeps because that's, to me, the most annoying thing about mage decks.
Ironically enough, most mage decks these days are not running polymorph other than a one-off and maybe sideboard because there's really nothing that overly big that they have to worry about. They just control it with freeze spells and it never becomes a problem.
Yeah. I've had that happen to me before too.
And
I'm sorry,
so,
Rip.
like, kind of on like the same line here, what you'll notice a lot in Hearthstone is sometimes you'll see a certain like type of deck, like he was mentioning, an aggro deck, or mages I think play more kind of like control decks usually, and then you have like more defensive decks or turtle decks, or there's so many different terms for that kind of
mid-range, control, mid-range. Combo.
So what you'll see is in these tournaments especially, you'll see like 1 week there's a lot of this type of deck, this type of archetype kind of deck. And then the next tournament, people will bring the decks that tend to beat that because they're expecting a lot of players to bring the decks that won a lot in the prior. And so you'll see that this is the reason there are so many of the same type of deck in the top, in the end, in the top 4 or whatever, because people are running the same kind of things to counter the same kind of things. And this is how the meta evolves in Hearthstone, is a lot of people it's kind of like flavor of the week or, something like that. So that's why you see a lot of similarities in the decks that win a lot. If that makes any sense at all.
No, it makes perfect sense, and you're right on that.
Yeah. So now, Kage, do you know what Major League Gaming is?
Yes.
Okay, so for our listeners, tell them what Major League Gaming is. And just just what is Major League Gaming?
It's competitive gaming online. And,
okay.
we go to tournaments and you win prizes and money.
Okay. Sometimes, yes. Not always. Dunlock, do you know anything about Major League Gaming?
I do not.
You do not. Okay. So I'm going to go with kind of like an umbrella statement here. Major League Gaming is, yes, a website. And many communities can use it, and Major League Gaming also obviously uses it themselves. It's their own website. But so you'll see a lot of like communities and certain, I guess, video games that when you go to MLG.com, right, you can sort it by like Dota 2. I'm looking for a Dota 2 tournament or whatever. So you'll have all of these different communities for different games, and they host lots and lots of tournaments. So this is like a really big place to go if you're into competitive gaming for any kind of game. MOBAs, CCGs, which is what we're playing now, just Call of Duty, so first-person shooters, all kinds of stuff, right? And ManaGrind is now using MajorLeagueGaming.com for their hosting of these tournaments. So, Chiv, tell us what it's like from how it used to be, where it was just ManaGrind using challenge.com to kind of set up the brackets and host the tournaments, for lack of a better term, right? So tell us what it's been like now using Major League Gaming over how you guys were doing it before.
It's been kind of a challenge and a learning curve for us. When we had it in Challenge, we had way more individual control on things. So if like something happened, we could do things right then and there. And, that was kind of cool. But we also didn't have the numbers that we were getting. I think during the Challenge days, we topped out like 65, 70 maybe. Our average, like on a low day, is 150.
Wow.
We've hit over 250, 260 in our tournaments before. So when you start getting those numbers, you really can't have just like the individual controls you would normally want. So you have to kind of move to something that's a little bit more automated, like MLG gives us. So that's helpful.
Okay. And would you say that the platform is easier to use than it was when you guys were using Challenge?
Well, on Challenge, basically, we just would report our win via TeamSpeak. Here, we have to actually like click something and then make sure we enter in the right score, and then give like a positive, medium, or negative feedback on the match, and then go there. And now, if our opponent we faced did not put the right score, then it goes into dispute, and that sometimes delays the tournament. But MLG's been really good about trying to get those things resolved in a timely manner. So I give them props for that.
Awesome. Now, if you could rate it like on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel that ManaGrind feels? So you're going to be speaking on behalf of ManaGrind, all the guys at ManaGrind, and they're great guys, by the way. I would like to say that I'm pretty good friends with some of the guys from ManaGrind. So how, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you say that you guys feel about using Major League Gaming, just overall, everything that it's doing for you guys? 1 to 10, 1 being it sucks, and 10 being it's freaking awesome.
See, now that's a really, really tough question, because we have a myriad of thoughts about this. But if I had to like peg it down to a number, I'd probably say 7. We've got mostly positive about it, but there's a lot of things we'd love to have improved on it. So I can't put it any higher than a 7.
Yeah, and it's always like that. You're gonna notice like really anything that's out there. You can go to like a fan site, for example, because that's what we are. We run a fan site and be like, man, I love that this and this and this about this fan site, but I wish that they also had this or this, that. And so, I mean, like finding a perfect 10, especially in the gaming world for anything, competitive gaming, fan sites, resources, etc., etc. I think perfect 10s are pretty hard to find anyway. So 7 is pretty darn good. Now, I have a question for Kage and Dunlock. So, I have played in a ManaGrind tournament. I did one. I had a free Saturday, and I tried it out, and I had a blast. I just can't participate in them as often as I would like because of scheduling, and I'm always busy. But Dunlock and Kage, hearing all of this stuff, and you guys being slightly more on the casual side, not really competitive Hearthstone players, is something like this kind of interest you? Like, would you ever want to, I guess, put your feet in the water and give it a go and try participating in a Hearthstone competition? Dunlock. Your face just looks...
At this point in time, no.
No? Why not?
Just because it's I don't really know what to say other than it's just not something that really is interesting to me right now. I'm not really, you know me, Rem. I'm not really a competitive gamer, anyways. I like to just basically just teach and spend time with other, players like in Warcraft or whatever, and hang out, have fun, socialize. That's more what it's about to me. So the heroic raiding, the competitive StarCraft, Hearthstone, sometimes it's appealing to watch, but it's not really something I want to get involved in necessarily.
Okay,
so,
and we'll come back to the watching part in just a second, because I'm really glad that you brought that up. So, Kage, what about you? Does participating in these type of tournaments, even though they're not like $500,000 cash prizes type of stuff, it's more of like the entry level into like really hardcore competitive play. Like, is anything like that kind of interesting to you?
Yeah. You only live once, right?
Come on, really?
I mean, no, don't say that. So, no, but in all seriousness, I mean, as long as it's not costing money like
it doesn't.
There's no entrance fee, then yeah. I mean, what's the point of not doing it? I mean, it'd be fun to actually go in there and see how you're stacking up with other competitive players, kind of see what they do, just to get the perspective, like see how other players play against me. I'll get destroyed because I'm horrible, but seeing other players play me, I might pick up some tips and tricks from real good players. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, what's the reason not to? I disagree with Dunlock completely on everything, just so you guys know. It's a thing.
Okay, but no, I'm really glad that you brought that up, because I feel like playing in tournaments is probably one of the best ways to get better at playing any game, not just Hearthstone, but any game whatsoever. Playing against other people, whether they are of the same caliber as you are, is still the greatest way to learn how to play very well. What do you think about that, Chiv? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. There's an old adage in chess. In order to become a better chess player, you got to play better chess players than yourself in order to learn. Same could be said with Hearthstone, because no matter what you think you might know, there's always going to be somebody who knows a little bit more or has come up with a combination that you never thought of. And you're never going to experience that unless you actually play more. So, yeah, there's always something new to learn.
I agree. So now, Dunlock had brought up the point about watching it. You are somewhat interested in watching these type of plays and
Sure.
competitions and stuff, right?
Sure.
So, Chiv, how is something like that handled in a ManaGrind tournament? How could people, if they're not interested in participating, how can they watch them?
Well, normally we have a lot of streamers who take part in our tournaments, and when we know who's actually streaming what, we try to get that information out there. whether it's on our TS and we pass it around there. Occasionally, we're able to get it out on Twitter in time. Like we've had a lot of our finals and semifinals streamed, and we put that out there, and people watch it. People watch it a lot. Like at BlizzCon, we had like 100,000 people watching that. So our tournaments may not get as much, but we get a fair share of views from people watching it. And when Blizzard finally gives us our spectator mode, it'll be even more.
Right. I agree. Oh my gosh, I should have made that part of like the show topics, but we'd run out of time so fast. But spectator mode, please, Blizzard. Okay.
And
all right,
Windows full screen mode, please.
Yes, I agree. Okay, so I think this was pretty good. Kage and Dunlock, do you guys have any questions for Chiv about any of this Major League Gaming ManaGrind? Before I go into how all of our listeners can find ManaGrind and all of that, do you guys have any questions for him about competitive Hearthstone?
I do.
Okay, go.
I do. How do I set up my Warlock deck to be optimal at a very low level of not having that many like unlocked cards? Or just any deck. No, it doesn't have to be a Warlock deck. I'm just saying in
Before
general.
He answers,
what's the best
in Hearthstone?
route?
We call that a cheap deck. How do you make a cheap deck?
Oh, how to make a budget deck.
Yeah, a budget deck.
Okay, that's simple. Most budget decks are based on anything that's rare or lower. The best way to making a good budget deck is, ironically enough, experimentation of what you got. All right, without knowing what you got, this is going to be a little bit difficult, but look for card interactions that are generally favorable with each other. You mentioned Warlock, all right? If you can get some Flame Imps, Demon Fire, and Blood Imp and Voidwalker, guess what? You've got a solid aggro and defensive build right there. Everything else is just gravy around that.
Gravy. Because Thanksgiving was 2 weeks ago.
Because we like gravy.
We're Americans. We love gravy.
Absolutely.
America.
Well, at least I am.
America.
Hey, we're all American here, but we do have some listeners from Australia and Canada and all kinds of places. But America.
Yes,
No.
yes, my boss is Canadian.
All right, so Dunlock, do you have any questions for Chiv before I get into? I have a question for him.
I don't think I do. Go ahead.
No, you said.
No. I said I listen. I have one point to make. Basically, don't make me blow my wad right now, right?
Blow it. Let's do it. Everybody likes a man who blows his wad
prematurely. Nobody
No,
likes the man that blows his wad.
We can't say this. This is bad.
They got commercials about that stuff. You know, you gotta. Well, never mind. All right.
Okay.
So Chip, there's this guy, and if I'm playing him, and every freaking turn, he waits till the damn fuse runs down before he passes. How do you handle that?
Well, there's two thoughts of this. You could do the same thing to him.
Right. Retribution. Right.
Yeah. Or you just play it out and be the better person, in all honesty. I've had this happen to me a lot, especially when you play a Warlock aggro deck. Or Murlocs, ironically enough. And it's annoying. And it's normally always followed up by the sorry.
Oh, that's horrible. Yeah. I usually mute them.
Yeah,
I
there really is nothing else you can do about it at that point, but just suffer through it.
They're just hoping you concede.
That's what you do.
Like aggravation.
You beat them.
Yep.
You do what I do, and you beat them. People who are a-holes in the game, you just whoop their ass, and then call it a day.
No, this guy's gonna kill me now. That's horrible.
Oh, are you playing Hearthstone right now?
Yeah. I figured, for the spirit of the show, I have to play a game, Rem.
Yes,
you
do. Yes. Although the week that we talked StarCraft, you played Diablo. It didn't.
Yeah, it's StarCraft. I just wasn't feeling it that night, but.
All right. Okay. So my last question for Chiv before we get into our less serious, more fun half of the show. Chiv, how many ManaGrind tournaments have you participated in, and what is the highest that you have, or the furthest that you have gone in them? Have you participated in any?
Oh God, yeah. Okay, give me a second here. Luckily I don't have my shoes on, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh boy, he is counting right now. We need. To
actually only 10. So I did only 10. Highest
No,
I
wait.
got was
I'm
top
sorry.
8.
I have to interject again. This guy, not only is he wasting my time making the timer run out, but he had me beat. Like I had 14 health left. He had a minion with 14 health. He still went through his deck and played every card. The stupid fuse started burning down again, and then he finally killed me.
That's called the swoop.
I'm just saying, it's just kind of insulting, you know? It's like, dude, just
It
kill
is.
me. You got me.
It is. And
is it? I mean, is it just because I'm a noob and that's the way I feel that way, or is it?
No.
There's
It's
just mean people in the world.
So it's definitely
here.
it's definitely a douche
down?
maneuver then.
There was a PSA put up by Homebrewed about it in the forums, which...
Is that right? I gotta check that out then.
No, you don't, because the forums are almost as toxic as other things I can think of right now.
I think it's like that with like every game ever. Don't go to the forums.
Don't.
Like the official forums. Don't go there.
No, I love going to the
I
forums because as I read it in a total nerd voice, like with the inhaler. It's like,
I know.
Actually, I think that if Blizzard needs to balance these classes better because it's just damaging to warriors and it's just gonna ruin the game.
So that's how I read the forums, and I find it just hilarious. I love it. So
yeah, I do the Millhouse Mana Storm voice in my head doing it. So
there you go. That works.
There you go.
I can't do Millhouse Mana Storm, otherwise I would have done that. It would be probably more entertaining, but.
If I wasn't on all this cold medication and my ear wasn't slightly popped out, I'm pretty sure I could.
Do it. Maybe in
he
the
just made himself sound like a zombie.
So, just really quick though, Chiv, how many? You said you participated in 10, right? Have you ever won one? ManaGrind tournament?
I made it to top 8 running a gimmicky Hunter OTK, which people hated me for. I've been always like right on the border cusp of making that top 8 a lot, but and then I've been taking a lot of breaks for personal reasons, and now that I'm doing a lot of the stuff for the tournaments, it's really taken a lot of my free time to practice and get ready for that because I've always got something I'm doing when it comes to ManaGrind, so that does kind of eat up. But I still play just for the fun of it.
Okay, alrighty. Now, like I had mentioned before, I played in one ManaGrind tournament. I believe it was number 5. This is how long ago it was. So it was either 5 or 7. I know it was an odd number, and it was below 10. It was either 5 or 7. It was a long time ago. And I had won 3 matches and lost 3 matches. I didn't make it into I think it was top 8 at the time. This was when
that was the old Swiss days.
Yeah, and Swiss, and yeah. So I think I did all right. I have come such a long way since then. Like, I feel like I'm a much better. This sounds really cocky. I'm not a cocky person, but I feel like I'm a much better player now than I was then. And like, if I had free time on a Saturday, I would love to do another ManaGrind tournament. One, because I'm a girl, and winning when you're a girl is just awesome. Like, you guys wouldn't even know because you're dudes, but when you whoop somebody's butt, and you're like, yeah! And then they're like, oh my god, you're a girl? Like, if you're quiet the whole time on TeamSpeak, and then you say something when the match is over, yeah, that's like really gratifying. But that sounds so sexist right now. I am not sexist. I apologize, everyone.
We've actually been seeing more girls or women. Let's be accurate here. Actually coming and playing in the tournaments. Ice Girl, awesome. I know, is one that I've seen a lot. I know a few other female gamers who are getting into Hearthstone. They love the concept of it, and they really want to get their collection up and start participating in the tournaments. Just because the idea of beating a boy at their own little card game just seems appealing to them. I don't know.
Yes. It's just so very gratifying, but all right. I'm not crazy, I promise. Okay, so we're going to get into Wait, no. Before I change topics here, I totally forgot. So if you've been listening to the show or watching on YouTube or Twitch or whatever, and you're really curious about ManaGrind and all of this stuff that we've been talking about, you can check out everything to do with ManaGrind at managrind.com. And they have a little website going. They have a podcast, which they also stream live on Twitch, and you can watch on their YouTube channel. Called ManaCast, and the hosts of that are Easy Mod, Noxious, who participated in the Innkeepers Invitational at BlizzCon, and Jado, and they rotate through fourth guest every week. It's somebody different. They have interviews. They've interviewed Trump. Lots of really great people in the competitive Hearthstone community. So check them out today. Like if you're listening right now, open up your internet browser and go to managrind.com and check them out. And then, like we mentioned, they do all their tournaments through Major League Gaming, which is mlg.com. And then if you are a savvy Twitter user, you can follow ManaGrind on Twitter at ManaGrind. So follow them, and you'll get all of their updates when they do tournaments and all of that stuff. Poor Easy, he's trying to type links in the chat room. But
he's drunk right now too.
Him. There you go, managrind.com. Okay, so now the chat room has a link. Go check them out. Now, let's get into the... Oh no, I broke it. Oh, I didn't break it. Okay. Technical difficulties. Let's get into the little bit more fun part of the show. So we're going to go round robin here and talk about what our favorite classes to play in Hearthstone are. So, Dunlock, what is your favorite class to play in Hearthstone? Oh god, he's thinking. This is typical Dunlock moment.
Oh, you know what?
Did you mute your mic?
God.
Is that what it was?
I did. I did a total mumble thing. I was talking the whole time. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, Rim. No, I was saying okay. It's kind of a toss-up between a hunter and a priest, but I have to go with the priest if I had to say, like, pick one. I just kind of dig it. You know, I actually, this is where I'll insert my one comment. I'll blow my wad now.
Oh boy.
So you made a suggestion a few shows back about Hearthstone, where you said, you know, just play a deck, just play, you know, like just make one up, do something funky with it, play with something you want. And I think you were saying you had like an all something deck. I can't remember exactly what it was now.
I made an all gnome minion.
All gnome deck. That's right. That's what you said.
Gnomes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I went through and I was reading some of the cards, and I noticed that the Murloc cards actually have like a lot of really cool things that they play off each other. So I went through with the priest deck, and then but all the minions are Murlocs, and I actually play that deck quite a bit, and I have a lot of fun with it. So.
Nice.
So that was actually one of the first times I really started enjoying, you know, playing Hearthstone, and I was actually starting to win quite a bit. So.
Oh, you're responsible for that god awful creation.
No, probably. Oh, maybe Rem is. Yeah, I'm not. I just follow.
No, I've been seeing priest Murloc decks lately. I'm going, wait, what? No, you cannot apply Murlocs to everything. It doesn't work that way. Apparently, you can.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right, so Kage.
Yeah.
What is your favorite deck to play in Hearthstone?
I would say the Death Knight deck.
Does not
exist.
exist.
No Death Knight deck.
And it needs to. It needs to. I talked to Britton Rhodes about this while we were at BlizzCon, and I'm like, we need an Arthas deck. We need it. He's like, we will not talk about this at this time. I'm thinking it's gonna come out in the next expansion, but until then, I'm gonna tie it over with the Warlock deck. I've been working on that one. Trying to get it squeezed out. I've spent with the mage deck for a while because that's what they give you to start with. So it's sad because I had everything completely unlocked before the wipe. Completely unlocked, and I had to go back and do it again.
God, that was like months ago. You can't complain about that now. No, next.
Well,
next.
I don't have as much time.
Next.
Does our guest think that there's going to be another wipe?
No,
there's
not.
No. I leveled 2 tunes in WoW
Slytherin.
from like nothing to 90 in the last since that happened. So I've been pretty busy. But no, but I got my Warlock deck. I'm working on it. But I'm really looking forward to if they pull out an Arthas deck. You know where I'm going.
Why are you so sure that Arthas will be the hero for the
Oh, how can he not be?
Deck?
How can you not
There's
be?
plenty
Can
of
you think of
other-
another Death Knight?
I don't know their names, but there's plenty.
yes.
Yeah.
Not one-
Gorfing.
Dunlock's better with their
Orphan.
names.
Yeah,
There you
but
go,
Arthas
that
is
guy.
a much better choice for the. I mean, he's more visible.
your
Gorfing
opinion.
was the first.
Well,
Death Knight.
actually, do
Just saying.
it. Push your glasses up.
Yeah,
your
yeah.
nose.
Ask people who.
But actually,
how many more people know who Arthas is, and how many more people know who Gorfing is? Let's put that on a freaking WoW scale, shall we?
A lot of people know who Gorfing
actually,
is.
I need Gorfing.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Okay. So
Oh, actually, I
I
can see
don't
the
know.
computer's much better
Like
now.
this is gonna
Thank
be
you.
really weird. Like doing the whole whoa close up on me. Okay. So my favorite deck to play in Hearthstone. Anybody who knows me knows this, but I guess there are some people listening tonight who may not be familiar. My favorite deck to play is Uther the Paladin, but I love Paladin everything. So, yeah, and I play a lot of different types of Uther decks or Paladin decks. So yes, but I love Pally power all the time, baby. I actually wrote an article pre the Hearthstone wipe, on blizzmaster.com, our website. I wrote an article for a buff paladin type deck, and I'm still running that even post wipe. I kind of rebuilt it a little bit, changed a couple of cards, but I'm still running that deck. And 3-star masters all the time, smash and face. But I like constructed play. I'm not an arena player, not very big on the arena play. And anyways, enough about me. Moving on. So, Chiv, it's your turn. What is your favorite deck or class even to play in Hearthstone?
It's such a tough call, but I'm gonna have to go with the class that I've probably racked up 700 plus wins with, and that's gonna be the Hunter.
Ooh, Hunter.
Yeah.
Now, do you play it like lots and lots of beasts? Is there like a certain type of way that you play the Hunter?
I have like 3 different Hunter decks that I rock. So one of them is highly beast organized. One of them has absolutely no beasts in it whatsoever. And then there's the other one that's more of a mid-range deck, which kind of screws with people. It all depends on what I'm feeling that day and what I want to play. I've actually taken all 3 of them to tournaments. One of them's still in desperate need of retooling, and I keep never getting around to it, to be honest with you. I have high intentions for it, but I just can't get around to actually figuring out what I need to do with it.
Okay, that makes
sense. But I love
feel that way
Hunter.
about Chris.
I just love the lore behind Rexar.
Okay, see, and that is something that I know because when I played World of Warcraft, I played Horde for a very long time, and I really love Rexar. I was so happy that they picked Rexar to be the hunter hero, if you will. Okay, so next thing we're going to talk about, are there, for all 3 of you, all 4 of us, I guess, are there anything maybe you have done or you have seen done to you or you have seen on the internet that are just really memorable moments in Hearthstone, really memorable plays? Who wants to go first? Actually, screw it. I'll go first. I'm going to talk about this. Noxious has this video from his streaming when he was streaming, because he doesn't stream that much anymore. I don't know. Anyways, Noxious was playing with a friend, and they were playing Lore Walker Cho, and so Lore Walker Cho has this ability whenever a spell is played, he gives a copy of that spell back to whoever owns Lore Walker Cho. So they were playing it with, I believe, Priest, if I'm not mistaken, and they were passing back the spell that buffs up the health of your minion. Divine Spirit? I don't know. I can't think of card names off the top of my head. But anyways, so they kept casting it, and Noxious kept receiving copies of it, and he kept buffing up Lore Walker Cho, and he got this thing like outrageous, like some 40-something thousand hit point Lore Walker Cho, because they kept casting the cards on Lore Walker Cho, and then brought out that priest card where it changes the attack of a minion to whatever their health is. So he has this 42k power Lord Walker Chill minion on the board. It was crazy. Granted, I mean, this could never really happen, like, in an actual match. This was totally, you know, like, they did it on purpose, if you will. Yeah, so it was outrageous. So if you want to check that out, just go to Noxious's channel on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/NoxiousHS, and it's in his, like, highlights. But it's freaking hilarious. The whole video is just absolutely hilarious. But do you guys have anything like that? Anything funny, best memory playing Hearthstone? Kage, go.
I one time had a priest buff a card all the way up and then one shot me from 30 to nothing.
Yes, I have seen that happen many a time.
That made me cry, and I didn't play the game for like 2 days after that.
They took that ability away from Priest, by the way.
Yes, thank God. So, Dunlock,
that
any moments for you?
No, honestly, I don't have anything to add to that.
No.
I can't think of anything entertaining. Sorry.
Playing against people who let the timer run out.
Yeah, I guess I already blew my wad on that one. See?
Yeah, you are just blowing your wad.
I'm premature gesticulating. Is that?
Oh my God, no. Okay, Chiv, what about you? What are some of your most memorable moments in Hearthstone?
I have two of them. One was against the Priest player, who made that super beefy, like 40 Lightwell, and was just going, well played. Threw it at me. Had no other minions on the board. I had no other minions on the board, but I had a misdirect. That was an epic moment.
Wow. So tell some people who may not know, what does misdirect do?
Misdirect basically takes the attack of a minion or the player and sends it to another target. In this case, since the minion was attacking me, it sent it back to my opponent's face. And there was nothing he could do about it.
Oh my gosh, that is... I wish... Do you have that, like, on video?
No.
Oh, that would be so great.
Yeah, and I can't get it now because the days of the super ugly priest buff decks are kind of faded fast.
Yeah.
There is a second thing I did, which I'm very reluctant in admitting this because it's kind of a glitch exploit, but this guy was really annoying me to the epic levels that Dunlock has been experiencing here recently. Yet again, this is in the Hunter repertoire of things to mess with people. The entire match, guys doing nothing but, spamming emotes left and right. And I can't be bothered to hit Squelch. But he's just kind of being annoying with it. So I'm getting ready. I've got everything I need to unleash the Hounds combo. But I'm going to use a tracking before I do it. So I play tracking, and then I remember, by the way, if you don't pull a card out of this and just let it sit there, it will not run out the timer. It won't even start the timer. It basically puts you in an infinite loop that you control. So I went to the store and bought me a monster and came back. And the store was like 2 blocks away, and I walked it. I came back, and he was still there. He was still there.
Wow.
Now, yes, that's using an exploit, but the guy was kind of annoying, and he was taking the maximum amount of time he possibly could while spamming emotes. Yeah, I don't think he's going to do that anymore.
Like, I showed you, fool.
Yeah, but I don't advocate that behavior in any way, shape, or form. It's not good for the community in any way, shape, or form.
That's right. Yes. So I am all about, like, making the community as good as it can be. I guess I've never been a fan of, like, negative Nancy's and things like that. So yes, everybody love each other and rainbows and butterflies and all that girly shit. Okay, so now we're gonna open it up to the chat room. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, get those fingers typing. You can ask us or Chiv or whoever. You can direct questions if you want to. Do you guys have any questions about ManaGrind, competitive Hearthstone, Major League Gaming, any of the topics that we have talked about tonight, or Hearthstone in general that you would like to ask? We'll take probably 2 or 3 questions, so hopefully you guys are typing them out, typey. And then if we don't get any questions, then we'll just close the show out. So we have a question for Chiv from That Random Geek. Chiv, have you played other... Oh my gosh, I fail at life. Okay. Chiv, have you played other TCGs? If so, do you think that the game Hearthstone suffers from not having spells you can play on your opponent's turn, kind of like how you can in Magic the Gathering?
Yeah, he's referring to instances and interrupts that are prevalent in Magic the Gathering, as well as a few other games I can think off the top of my head. No, I don't really think that's really much of an issue. Unlike other games like Magic, Hearthstone gave us kind of a secret system, which is reminiscent of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trap system. So I think it kind of works a little bit better, and it keeps the game out of that whole phases of combat, thus keeps the game a lot faster, which I like.
Okay. Okay, and from Joe Brewer, 28. Actually, we got some really good questions, so we might take more than 3 here. From Joe Brewer, what cards in the future can we look at being nerfed or changed in general? I'm going to go ahead and let Chiv answer that one as well.
Argent Commander, Defender of Argus, Shattered Sun Cleric, probably Dark Iron Dwarf. Yeah.
No.
They are in every single deck.
Yeah, I was going to say. Oh. Okay. All right.
They're in every deck.
Kage, Easy wants to know what is your main game and why. I think you have a fan. I think Easy's a fan of Kage.
Well, everyone knows I play World of Warcraft pretty regularly in the PvE sense. I do play a lot of. There's a couple other non-Blizzard games we don't really talk about here that I'm pretty well involved with. Like I play Marvel Heroes actually pretty hardcore. And then
non-Blizzard?
What's that?
Non-Blizzard games?
Yeah, didn't you get on me about that last week? I think
he was asking. He was asking.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Go ahead. It's fine.
So
no, I just wanted to call Kage out for being a hypocrite. That's all.
Why am I a hypocrite?
Oh my gosh!
Have you seen my Steam account? Oh my gosh, it's huge.
Yeah, I have seen your Steam account, and that's my
okay, boys,
my point.
No fighting.
You dissed me last week. I was playing freaking Divinity Dragon Commander or something like that.
I think you were playing it during the show.
Well, yeah, and you were like, "You're cheating on us, Dunlock."
Well, because you're doing it during the show.
Whatever.
During the show.
Whatever. Hypocrite.
Bad enough you play games.
So I'd like to point out right now while Kage and Dunlock are fighting, which is normal, by the way, if this is the first time you've ever tuned into the show. Chiv is just sitting here holding a kitten. It is the cutest thing ever. Okay. So we have another question. Okay. From Svensson. Do you think you will be able to port your Warcraft character into Hearthstone? So, like, that would be your hero? What do you think about that, Chiv?
I think that could be kind of interesting. It would definitely be a lot better than the very sterile kind of portraits we've got now. I'm not a huge fan of that. I do like the fact that they're based on heroes in Warcraft. I like that. I do. But I wanted more variety, to be honest with you. I wanted some mechanic to where I could choose and make it my way, exact like how we had in World of Warcraft. I think that's a depth that we're missing in this game. Okay. So porting over characters, definitely.
All right, and I'm kind of like on the other side of that. I don't think that we'll see it, nor do I really want it. But I'm not. It doesn't really matter why I feel that way. It's just how I feel. Last question that we're going to take before we close the show out is from Sushi. Do competitive Hearthstone players ever use a second set of eyes in tournament play, since having someone looking over your shoulder can help you avoid mistakes? Is this cheating in your eyes?
Okay. I've heard.
There was a big sigh there. I just want to point out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There are a few of the competitive teams that actually do this. What ends up happening is they'll basically shotgun into a tournament, and whoever loses basically goes and sits on somebody else's stream watching it and kind of, guides them how to play. They also give a little bit of insider information if that person happens to be playing up against somebody they lost against, oh, by the way, he's going to be playing a mage, and it's going to be this kind of mage. I've sat there and listened to them on their streams talking on Skype, ironically enough, doing this stuff. I'm not going to say the team names or who is doing it. They know who they are. But really, there's nothing in the rules that says you can't do this. We have nothing in ManaGrind MLG that says you cannot do this. Do I think it's fair? No. Do I think it's smart as a team? Yeah. Because if all of you get knocked out and you got that one guy in there, well, you want him to represent your team, right? So you're going to do everything you can to have your team be first.
And that makes sense. So, like, I watch a lot of competitive StarCraft. If you follow me on Twitter, you probably know that, because when I'm watching a match, I'm constantly shouting about it on Twitter. But I know that, like, they don't do a lot of the what I call shoulder surfing. It's shoulder surfing where their manager or whatever their team people will be over their shoulder. They're not allowed to do that, like, at all during tournaments. They can have it in between matches. So, like, today when I was watching the Aces competition, you know, after the match, Scarlett's manager would come in and, like, talk to her and be like, hey, this is what I saw that would happen, or, you know, whatever. But it's definitely not allowed during matches, and that's in, like, official StarCraft competition, you know. So that is kind of like an interesting thing to think about in competitive gaming, because of what we already see in big esports, very large esports. And I love esports. Like, that's probably one of the biggest things that I follow as far as the gaming world goes. Like, love esports. So I'm really excited to see how Hearthstone is going to evolve as an esport. And that's pretty much it. We have one last question. Izzy wants to know, what hero do... Oh no. Oh no. Skype broke. I broke Skype. Okay, there it goes. Easy wants to know, what hero do I prefer in Hearthstone? And that would be Uther the Paladin. He's totally badass, and when Heroes of the Storm comes out, I'll be playing him in there as well. So, thank you all for coming out to the show. And we appreciate everybody who hung out throughout all of the technical difficulties. You guys are the best chat room.
Before we go out, Ram, I'm sorry. Yeah. I know I'm totally messing up your whole. Just two things I want to say. Number one, Avril, she just played me in Hearthstone. She did a great job, so I just want to give her a shout out. I beat her, but she did a great job. And she was playing Paladin, by the way. Just kicked her butt, so just saying. And I'm about ready to purchase my $20th worth of cards, which will now make a grand total of over $100.
Oh my god!
So I guess it's not grand total, but it's an estimated total of over $100 on Hearthstone. So speaking as someone who is not that big of a fan, there you go. So.
Do you see my face right now?
No, I don't, because I'm looking at Hearthstone. But yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Pray for Savannah or Bloodmage Thanos.
Is that what I need to pray for?
Yeah, pray for those. Those are two top cards.
And it's one other thing I want to say is it for Area of Effect and Darkmoon Herald. Listen to both episodes this week. You'll get a chance to win a BlizzCon virtual swag code. And you will get a chance at a Fey Dragon mount and the Brew Pup pet, and Kevin's throwing in some various other battle pets. I think he's all in all, like, the top 5 people that he's picking are going to get something. So listen to both. Nice. You got to listen to both episodes this week for a specific phrase that Kevin uses. It says one half on Area of Effect, and then he says the other half on the Darkmoon Herald. So I just want to throw that out there.
Nice. Now, before we actually go into the actual show closing here, Chiv, for post-show, because we like to hang out for about 5 minutes after the show is done, Chiv, I challenge you to a Hearthstone match. We will stream it right here, right now, with everyone in the chat room. Challenge.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, cool. Okay.
You get-
So now, Dunlock, how can everybody follow you on Twitter?
You can follow me at Twitter at I am Dunlock.
And Kage, how can everybody follow you?
Wait, I want to promote something too, darn it.
Okay, go ahead, whatever.
Holy
Shout
cow.
outs.
So
Do your
the new
shout
episode
outs.
of Cage's Corner is up on YouTube at YouTube /user/Cage of Hell. So you can see my new episode, and I'll have a new one up probably by Monday, as well as a new article up sometime in the
Yeah, I
very
was gonna
near
say.
week.
He's also going to link them on blizzmaster.com, right?
We will link them.
And I just wanted to also say for on Cage's behalf that you could check out my website at aoecast.com. And,
yeah, on my behalf, thanks. That works.
Oh
and
my God,
I just,
you guys!
and I
what
just,
is-
and
what
I
has
just got the
gotten
Black
into you
Knight
two?
epic card. Or
I don't know.
legendary.
Okay, here's why I'm a little frustrated with Dunlock right now because he listens to my dreams and then he does my dreams for me and then tells me that he's gonna do that.
I didn't even mean. Listen, it just happens, Kate. It's just a thing. I don't even try to make this stuff happen. It just happens. I'm
It just
sorry.
happens. All my aspirations, Dunlock does.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I just want to say, Kevin is amazing. You're right. I wasn't that big of a fan of the Darkmoon Herald.
No.
I am now. I have
Okay,
listened
moving
to it.
on. You can follow
You can-
me on Twitter if you're interested in talking with me about esports, and I game a lot. I play League of Legends as well as almost every Blizzard title available. You can follow me on Twitter at Remedeez, REMEDEEZY, and come talk esports and argue with me and whatever. And Chiv, how can they follow you on Twitter?
At TheChiv1. Apparently there was another Shiv before me, so I had to go with TheChiv1.
Oh, there you go. Okay. And I just want to tell you thank you for coming on the show tonight. We really appreciated having you here to tell our listeners more about ManaGrind and competitive Hearthstone and all of that. Thank you so much for your time and for coming to be on the show.
Before I go, one of your mods asked a question in the chat. To access the ManaGrind TeamSpeak, our server info is just managrind.com.
Yep. No
that'll get you in.
password. So, and behave yourselves while you're in there.
Yes,
okay,
I do have the power to
and,
kick.
Do you have any shout outs that you want to give before we close the show?
Just to ManaGrind, all the teams that we have over there, Jar of Dirt, IBM, TFU, Jesus H. Christ, we have too many. And all of you fine people here at the Blizzmaster show. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, Kage, I'm sorry I cut you off, but you guys were arguing.
They were in the middle of a bromance.
We were.
It's their romance, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Kage,
so,
go.
So you can follow me at Cage of Hell. You can find me at blizzmaster.com and Cage's Corner on YouTube, on Facebook, and everywhere else in the entire world where I can possibly put my name on it. So
There you go.
yeah.
And that's right. We are the official podcast vidcast of blizzmaster.com. You can check out all of the things that we have for every Blizzard game at blizzmaster.com. You can follow us on Twitter at blizz_master. We're also on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, and Stitcher. So just search our name. This is the Blizzmaster Show. You have been listening to episode number 3. And we also have a new email for the show. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or feedback, you can email us at TBMS@blizzmaster.com. That's TBMS, the Blizzmaster Show. Thank you all so much for listening. Be sure to give us thumbs ups and likes and subscribes and follows everywhere that you can, and we love you so much for it. Everybody have a very good week, and we will see you all next week, where we'll be talking about Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. And that's the show.
This is the Blizzmaster Show. It's not like any other show because it is our show,
right.
Blizzmaster Show.
That's right. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to load up Hearthstone, and then I'm going to plug it here into XSplit, and I'm going to play...
So I got the
our
Black
guest.
Knight Legendary. Is that good?
Yeah, actually it is pretty decent.
He's pretty darn good. I like
You're
him.
walking
I'm
over
pretty
there?
jealous. I never
I seem to
get
have a lot,
legendaries,
like a really
ever.
strong shaman deck. but I don't really like the shaman. It sucks.
Shaman takes a lot of patience to play. I'm not even gonna lie. That overload mechanic takes a little bit to get used to.
Yeah, it's weird. You know what though? Now that I got a lot of golden cards because of how much money I've spent, and I kind of hate the non-golden cards now. Like I just want all my cards to be golden.
Oh, I know. I want all of my cards to be gold too, but we all know I have an unhealthy obsession with the color gold. Like
It's
Right. Well,
interesting story. Hold on, interesting story. I have an EU account. First pack I opened: gold Malagos, gold Lightning Storm.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
So
I don't
Rem,
want to get rid of it.
in all fairness, most of humanity has had an unhealthy obsession with the color gold for most of history. So I think you're in good company.
Oh, okay. All right. And women in general, right? That's like the thing. That's a thing.
Sure.
Okay. Let me see.
Disenchanting my
Do I
extra
have
cards.
you as a friend
415
on Valorant?
dust.
Chiv,
Nice.
do I have you as a friend? I don't think
No,
we're friends
you
on
don't.
Valorant. Okay. I gotta figure out how to, like, not play this in full screen mode. Alright, thank you, chat room, for hanging out. We're gonna play a match here. Whoa, I broke it. We're gonna play a match. I'm gonna play against him, and he's probably gonna whip my ass, but it's gonna be fun. So, there we go. Okay. I just need to bring up XSplit. It's all good. Kage is gonna shoutcast this.
I got this.
All
I
right,
can't
go
see the
Kage.
chat though, so.
All right, you ready for this?
It's all good. I am ready. Are you ready? Be nice. Be easy on me. Be nice. Be so nice.
Oh, then I probably shouldn't have played this deck.
It's okay. I'm playing my derpy paladin deck. All right, Kage, you gotta keep the stream entertained and stuff here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, people? You can find me at Cage of Hell.
He's playing Warlock.
Shall be mine. I will
Oh,
fight with honor.
Warlock. Okay, guys. So we got Uthar versus Gul'dan, the Warlock. We're gonna see what's going on. It looks like we got some cards coming out. It looks like Remedeez is gonna be going first. So let's see how she's gonna start off. Sushi wants to come shoutcast. That's funny.
You'd be good.
He would be good. I don't have him on my list on Skype. I'd bring him.
I have him. You want me to bring him in?
Bring him on in. Yeah, absolutely. So Rem went ahead and she dropped a 1 mana leopard gnome.
How do I bring him in without putting?
Oh, you just go under our screen. You go to the plus.
Oh, okay. Damn it. How do I get there?
Absolutely. And then then some other stuff happened, and there was some glowing.
You're so fired right now.
I am so not the right mind right now.
And we both take two.
Oh, there we go.
And we both take two. Made a pretty good trade-off there, leopard gnome for leopard gnome. Kage, you are so fired, by the way. Oh no, it's gonna jack up the video.
Is it?
Yeah.
Here, I'll fix it. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, that actually probably worked. I don't know. I can't see the stream, so. No, he killed my knife juggler.
Yeah, if I just keep talking,
because
it's
I was
fine.
all
Then it
busy.
always be on me. Always be on me. He didn't even come in. So.
He didn't?
No, you invited him and then he didn't accept or something. I don't know what's going on.
All right, I gotta know.
So right here, Remedeez put down a another card, and it's apparently it's really tired. So, and then
You're so fired. Kage will never be a professional Hearthstone shoutcaster ever. It's never gonna happen. Never.
There's like this glowy thing on top of him, like the one building in Ghostbusters 2. I don't know what's going on there.
Oh, very pretty.
I just drew that too, so that was a
Yeah,
really lucky
I'm not-
draw. I drew a consecration, so I used it. It does 2 damage to all of the enemy minions and the hero too. So I did that. I am not drawing anything that I want right now.
So it really does look like Rem is doing much better at this than the other guy. So.
Then the other guy, he's the other guy now.
The other guy.
I've had a few. There's been a few bottles of tequila and champagne involved in this conversation. So.
You know, I don't know if I can add anybody to the call because I just tried to add Marconin too. He can't come in.
Really?
Yeah.
Might be a problem.
I would do it, but I am playing Hearthstone right now.
Hold on. Let me see what I can do.
Well, it's not like it's not turn-based strategy.
I can invite. Let me see.
Are we live?
This is not.
Yeah.
Going.
Can you hear my feedback?
Is that sushi?
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Sushi.
Yeah, I'm in here. I'm in here.
All right. Help save me here. Save me.
Oh no.
All right, so Shiv's got a taunt card out here. He's got him pretty well buffed up. Let's see what Remedy does here. She's just got her minion out here.
All right. Help save me.
You know, one thing I've noticed, Sushi, is that they're at the 6th mana level right now. What kind of cards are we going to expect to see coming out of her deck now?
Well, we do have the potential to see some board clear cards. Consecrate could come out, but the board's pretty clear. So we're probably not going to be looking at any major board clear card. Oh, Shiv plays a Knife Juggler. Now, this is a very dangerous card here. She's got to get this locked down pretty quick because this can get dangerous for her. He's got that Knife Juggler buffed up pretty well. 3 health. She's going to have to think about doing something here.
So what's the danger right now if she doesn't take out that card?
The danger with the Knife Juggler is that every turn he's going to do 1 random damage. So her hero power is basically potentially locked out. Okay, so she's popped out a minion card here. It's got a Divine Shield. The Knife Juggler could knock that Divine Shield down, but okay, here she goes. See, when you're dealing with a Knife Juggler, you want to get a couple different things on the board because he's only going to do 1 random damage. So let's see what she does here. Let's see if she can get one of these minions buffed up to where she can actually do some damage, do some board.
Are we? Is it back
So
up
we
yet?
lost the stream.
Yeah.
Is it back up?
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. Is this
Yes.
Awesome. Sorry
Rem,
about that. I didn't have my Skype set.
Your sound deteriorated really bad, and then we lost the stream.
And it's not back up yet?
Who's got the
Oh, it's
doggy?
coming back up. I'm trying to kill her now.
I think it's marked.
Duct tape for the win.
Oh, it's your dog. You got me at a really crappy spot now, so probably GG here pretty soon.
Maybe. I mean, you still got 10 effective life above me.
Yeah, but have you seen your board? Oh my god, this sucks. I was doing so well. I'm just not drawing anything that I need. It's driving me nuts. It's driving me nuts. Is the stream back up? Cage went away. Oh, it is. Awesome.
Yes, it is.
Awesome. Oh, really? Really? This is freaking great.
Wow.
Oh, I shouldn't have did that. Damn it.
Let me take a wild guess what that is.
Finish him.
It's okay. I made a very critical mistake here, so...
All right. So yeah, watching this, I think the best route for us to do this would be to actually have one set up for a share screen on Skype, so we would be in time.
GG, friend.
Yeah, that's
Very
probably the
good
best way
game.
to do it.
Yeah.
Good game, my friend.
I didn't even get
Thank
to pull
you.
the Leroy Power Overwhelming.
I know I didn't even get Tyrion. I have a golden Tyrion that I crafted myself because I've whoa, hang on. Broken yeah, there we go. Maybe? No, just kidding. Oh, I deleted No, I deleted Chiv from the stream. Okay, I'll bring it back in, buddy.
Wow, it's like it goes on forever.
Actually, you know what? Because it's just gonna be a lot easier to do this for post show because y'all keep screwing Skypey.
We do that on post show, man. We do it.
What? Why are you laughing?
I just read the chat. Spencer's like, no, the best
what'd
way
they
to
say?
do it is to have everyone in the same room. It's like, yes, Spencer, you are correct.
Okay, all right, but
Yeah, that is the
but
best.
my way.
Spencer's
He
usually
says,
right.
but he says that your way is acceptable.
We have Marconin in Skype right now. Marconin, say hi.
Hey, Mark, what's going on?
Hey.
We gotta actually have
How's it going?
Marconin on our show. Is what we need to do.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
you
we
know
were
what,
trying
Mark?
to
You might
get
take
him
in my
in
place
there
because I gotta bounce out. It's
to,
getting close to 1 here, and I'm turning into a
we're
pumpkin.
gonna be saying goodbye here in
Well,
a second.
Yeah, I was gonna
But,
say it's about 1 here too.
Yeah, it would have been really great to have Marconin shoutcast. Sushi was doing really good.
Yeah, he
Marconin
was.
has an amazing voice. If you guys can hear that, he's got a really great voice. I think you'd be a really good shoutcaster. But obviously, this
Well,
is
I don't mind
something
giving it a
we
shot sometime.
like. Yes, yeah, I totally love this stuff. I love like I said, I love esports and everything to do with esports, including shoutcasting and stuff like that. So this will be something you will be seeing from us more anyways. But thank you everybody for coming out to the show. I hope you enjoyed watching Shiv here whoop my butt. It was a pretty good game though. I thought I had it for a while there. I was like, okay, I got this. Like, and then yeah, I just wasn't
Brilliancy of
drawing
Warlock
well.
aggro.
Yeah, and that Warlock aggro. But again, thank you everybody for coming out. I hope you all enjoyed the show. Kage, Dunlock, go ahead, say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Love you all. I got to go play some IC.
And
We
Shiv,
got-
your turn to say goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye everybody. Bye everybody. Thank you all. We'll see you all next week. We love you all. Stream is going down. Have a good night. And thanks for popping in, Marconin. And Sushi, by the way, who's not here
Anytime.
anymore, but thank you. All right. Bye everybody.